My turn. All right, jazz band, as you know, meets 2 mornings a week, although this month, with all the craziness, it's been sometimes not at all, sometimes on a Thursday, all kinds of things. So we're going to play a couple tunes for you. The first one is called Swingin' Winter, Chicken Dinner. We've got a couple soloists to take care of here. You're going to hear Reiklin on the trumpet, Elia on the piano, and Finn and Wilkie will share some back and forth on the Barry saxophones. This is Swingin' Winter, Chicken Dinner. All right, next one up for us you probably recognize. Tito Puente's tune, Oye Como Va, recorded by Santana. You'll hear quite a few soloists in here, but I promise it's not going to take all night. You're going to hear Dylan on the timbales. Yeah. Micah's going to play some guitar for us. Straight off of a rehearsal. In fact, this young man's playing downtown with Mark Woods with the Electrifire Orchestra and some select students from Miss Cobanello's orchestra. So he's the hardest working man in show business here. So hustle down. Give him a hand. It's going to be awesome. Logan and Ben are going to share some solos back and forth, and then we're going to hear from Zoe and finally Matthew. And I'm going to play Larry the Potato. Here we go. This is Oye Como Va. If you like what you hear, please come down and listen to, we'll probably have Prop Strings Jazz Band, the Rogers Jazz Band, and the Shadle Jazz Band all together on the first Friday of May down at River Park Square. So if you look in the back of your program, there's a list of upcoming events, and that May 2nd is First Friday Spokane. We'll be down celebrating the beginning of the new month. Our last tune tonight is Watermelon Man, just two soloists. We'll hear from Alex on the French horn and Owen on the baritone. Hope you enjoy. Oh, and there's no jazz band tomorrow morning. The schedule's been all weird, and sometimes they're like, I didn't know. No jazz band, they can sleep in. And next week with Festival, no jazz band, but we'll pick back up in April. So, hey, well. Okay, this is the quick transition. Advanced band, please start coming down the bleachers carefully. Beginning band, please stand up with your music and move to the front of the band. And as they vacate, come beginning band to the front, and we'll get things moved over for our last portion of the program. Okay. So this will take just a moment, but we're hustling on up. Let's find our seats quickly. Beginning band, advanced band, let's find our places. Find it as quick as you can. If you need music stands, we'll happily get you taken care of. All right. So as I said, hey band, 6th graders, you're doing a fantastic job. But this will be good practice for Tuesday when we're in the audience at SFCC. Perfect, thank you very much. Speaking of our festival, for both the beginning band and our advanced band, we could use about 3-4 more chaperones. We can go, but it's a lot easier with a few extra hands. As you see, there's a lot of students here, and if we just have 3 or 4 of us, it's a bit of a challenge. But if you are available, you're going to want to act soon because we have to get you cleared through the district to volunteer. So if you saw those emails and you're like, I'm sure he has enough people, we could use 2-3 more in each of those groups for Tuesday with the beginners and Wednesday with the advanced. So please consider helping us out. You get first dibs on the Silverwood trip if you're helping out with these, okay? Speaking of Silverwood, we have that coming up in June. We want to try and lower the cost. So we have a big fundraising event that a whole bunch of information went home about on April 24th. I've already seen some great action, so thank you to those that are already signing up to help. We're already getting things taken care of, but please don't ignore those emails. There's a lot happening, and we want to help our students get to Silverwood with as little cost as possible. All right, looks like we are ready. I'm going to turn it back over to Miss G and the advanced band.
Thank you. Only for them, please. All right, how great was the jazz band? They sounded amazing. They are smoking me on the cornet. I just started playing this semester, and holy cow, these guys are so good. So, our first piece is entitled Looking Up, and our band says it reminds them of fireworks. So see if you can hear or potentially see the fireworks in this piece. Our first piece is Looking Up. They sound amazing. Did you see the fireworks? Good. Hopefully nothing blew up, so hypothetical fireworks, of course. Our next piece, I have a favor to ask you. If you feel inclined, could you close your eyes and imagine a time that you were on the beach and it was just so tranquil and peaceful, and maybe you were with loved ones and you heard the waves. That's what this piece is supposed to invoke. It's called Wind of the Waves, and it starts with an ambient ocean drum, which the percussionists are holding in the back to set the scene, and then it is followed by a very lovely melody, kind of a nice palate cleanser from the upbeat pace song that you just heard. So this is Wind of the Waves.
Okay, we're down to our last tune of the night. This one needs a little explanation, but before we get there, a couple thank yous. First off, everybody please thank Dr. Schrader for being here tonight. She lives like an hour and 15 minutes away, so she stayed all evening and she's got a long commute home. We appreciate the administrative support. We also appreciate to see several teachers here this evening. We appreciate you guys coming out to support us. All of the students with the cameras and the microphones and all the things, our video production team is hands down best in the area. Please give those students a hand for all their work. Mr. Trechter, their teacher, runs a tight ship, and they are doing just amazing work. It takes a lot to get all of our students' things put away and back here. I would ask that you, if you're an advanced band person, We're going to meet our parents back in the gym. If you're a beginning band person, let's have your students meet you in the cafeteria. That'll just kind of help us spread it out a little bit. Give the students a moment to get down to the band room on their own. More people down there isn't going to help us, so let them put their things away. They've got equipment to move. If you are able-bodied and would like to help us, there's a lot of chairs and stands. So please give us a hand after the program's over. All right, so Terracotta Warriors. You probably know, we're not done yet, guys. There's one more tune. I know you're eager. They heard about free ice cream at Dairy Queen. If you don't know about this, it's free ice cream with no purchase. Just saying. Terracotta Warriors, these are the clay warriors found in China guarding the tomb of an emperor 2,000 years ago. They built these to protect him in the afterlife. This is the story put to music. And you're going to see some amazing large barrel drums and all kinds of cool sounds. A solo from one of our awesome flute players. Lika's going to play a recorder solo. Enjoy, especially those of you sitting on the floor, the full impact of this one. Terracotta Warriors. Hope you enjoy. Okay, now sixth grade. Now you can go put your instruments away. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight, supporting your children. Can't wait for next week's festival. We appreciate you being here.